If you're new to fasting, or maybe you've tried it before but you're struggling to see results, honestly, I'm not surprised. There is so much mixed information trying to sell you something. Fasting Tube is independent and focusing on real information. Let's get started with today's video.
The question, is the paleo diet and intermittent fasting a good combo for health, fat loss and muscle growth? Intermittent fasting is a great tool to lose weight while building muscle no matter what diet you're on. However, here's what you need to know. Great. Intermittent fasting has a lot of health benefits such as cancer prevention and cancer treatment, increased lifespan, preventing certain neurological diseases like Alzheimer's disease, lower risk of type 2 diabetes, weight loss, autophagy, the recycling of old cells, increase in HGH or human growth hormone. From an uninformed viewpoint, intermittent fasting may resemble a simple calorie restriction diet. After all, it's just like skipping breakfast. However, fasting does have additional benefits compared to other diets. Growth hormone and fat loss. Growth hormone and fat loss. Besides the natural reduction in calorie intake due to fewer meals, fasting also results in a progressive increase in growth hormone pulse frequency and pulse amplitude. That means that the levels of growth hormone in your blood can reach as high as 5 times the normal numbers, without the adverse effects that come with taking the synthesized version. Fasting also decreases insulin levels, which leads to the body burning more body fat for fuel. Something that is highly desirable for people who are looking to lose weight. Considering that our body fat evolved mainly for surviving through periods of famine, it would make sense for the body to try and burn it to preserve as much hard-earned muscle mass as possible. In addition, periods of fasting alter the function of some hormones in our body. It increases the release of a hormone called norepinephrine or noradrenaline, which is responsible for 2 relevant things. In brown adipose tissue, it creates an increase in calories burned to generate body heat. In adipose tissue, more commonly known as fat cells, it causes an increase in lipolysis, which is the conversion of fat to substances that can be used directly as energy sources by muscles and other tissues. Combined with decreased insulin and increased growth hormone, fasting actually increases your metabolic rate by 3.6 to 14% in the short term. In essence, this is why intermittent fasting works so well. It approaches the problem of losing weight from 2 directions by both reducing calories and increasing energy expenditure. What about muscle mass? Will I lose some because of fasting? Building muscle. Building muscle. Many people believe that fasting for a period of time will cause them to lose muscle, but studies have shown that muscle loss is comparable with diets based solely on calorie restriction and that fasting causes no adverse effects. If you combine your diet with resistance training, there is no fear of losing too much muscle. Another common fear is that the body will go into starvation mode and start storing more calories as fat. However, that doesn't occur until after 60 hours of fasting, much longer than any protocol mentioned here, and even then by a mere 8%. Here comes the final question: is intermittent fasting any better for sustained, long-term fat loss compared to other studies? Is intermittent fasting any better for sustained, long-term fat loss compared to other studies? The science on this is still inconclusive. Some studies show that it is better, more research is needed, and some show that it just plain is. In the end, it all depends on you. You're gonna have to try it out for yourself and see if it works better for you. Conclusion, combining intermittent fasting with any diet will get you results, but which one is best for you will all depend. Which is the best weight loss diet for fat loss? Ketogenic diet versus low-carb diet versus Atkins versus Paleo? Which one of these diets are best to burn fat? Aren't all of these diets just a fancy way of saying keep your carbs low, or is there more to it? Discover the truth and what works best for faster weight loss equals greater than best weight loss diet. Keto versus Atkins versus Paleo versus low carbohydrate.